I think I started to avoid exercise more because my life was more sedentary, and so going out was an effort. And I guess when you do more, you do something you want to do more. But when you're at home and you're not doing a whole lot, it just is so much harder, and it's really comfortable. I mean, I was actually really comfortable, but I really felt disappointed in myself. I knew I wasn't moving, and it's really hard when you're lying to yourself and you know you want more. So it was probably more around that. I had also had a hip replacement about 8 months before starting the program, and I started to really want to get out more. I just didn't know what was going to work really well for me because I knew I was not enough. Look, my clothes weren't fitting, and I got to that point where I said, I'm not going to go up another size. And I think that really was the trigger. And then, I mean, Level Up, I'm a big believer in signs. So Level Up came up and I thought, yeah, this could be it for me. No hesitation whatsoever. I saw the opportunity and I went for it. I knew it was the right time, and if I wasn't going to do it now, I just wasn't going to get into that bigger size of pants. It had to be now, and it was instant, and no regrets. To be honest, I knew that I needed a team around me to support me. The program looked like it was sound, and I really liked the thought of going to Byron Bay at the end of the program to celebrate. There was just this lovely goal at the end that I really wanted to work hard for. I thought this has got to be good. I think it was the nutrition and the movement. I had tried in the past doing things on my own, and maybe doing the nutrition. I knew I kind of was eating well, but I couldn't really get the exercise in, and if I did it, then I still wouldn't get any results, and there was not a lot of consistency. So I don't think I was far off, but it doesn't matter how far off I was never going to get the same results as what you do when you put the 5 pillars together. It was just magical. I'm a real people person, and the Level Up program is really all about community, and you never ever feel alone. No, it wasn't really like doing an exercise program where you thought, oh, really, I've got to go and do that. There were habits, on the app that you could click, and it was really engaging, not just from the technology, but the systems, the people, the support. You didn't get lost. You were not a number. I felt that it was structured in a way that everybody was going to be successful, and you were part of that community, and not only could you not let yourself down, but you wanted to make sure that you were in there with everybody else. To be completely honest, and this is really hard to say, is that I had a belief that fat stuck to me, and that I would never really be able to get down to my magical weight goal. I really felt that all the work I'd put in on my own should have provided the results, but doing the Level Up program, the weight just kept dropping off, and I feel like it was tweaks. We talked about those 5 pillars, and bringing it all together makes a huge difference, and you're not putting as much energy into changing 5 different things. You're just bringing in what you already know and tweaking. So the energy that it takes was so much easier, and I was really surprised that it is so easy. What I really liked about the program is it was tailored for over 50s. So the program understands the unique challenges that I guess both women and men go through, and that each of us, whilst we all have similar things we're going through, there are different things that are really particular even to myself. And I love that there were answers to all those challenges. There was not a challenge that I faced that there was not an answer or a solution. And you know, I really value the wealth of knowledge that was shared through the mentorship and education in the program. I'm noticing that I'm getting my body back, and it's not my body from 10 years ago, it's like my body from 20 years ago. So I'm loving that my clothes are fitting better. What else am I loving? I'm loving or noticing that I've actually got more energy. I was confusing positivity with energy before the program, and now I've got a real distinction between the positivity and the energy. And having a teenage daughter at home, I found that I can work with her better. When a challenge comes up, my mind has so much clarity and I can deal with situations much more easily. I go on walks, my brain's got time to decompress, and I come up with great, amazing, creative ideas, and I feel like life is more balanced, and there's probably a bit more happiness. I mean, I'm a pretty positive person, but you know, you can always add a little bit more on top of that. So that I was really surprised at. Confidence has really increased since completing the Level Up program. Given that I've now completed a goal I didn't think was possible, really makes me think how many of my other goals I can now challenge and complete. So, you know, I think the confidence is definitely the winner here. The Byron Bay retreat for me was all about payoff at the end. So if I was going to put the hard yards in, I wanted some sort of benefit or reward at the end, and it was just amazing. The food was absolutely delicious, and you know, very achievable at home, always having access to the recipes. It's the education that has been layered, and it doesn't feel like education. It's really life lessons as you're holidaying. I've loved the hiking. The environment is really relaxing, and yet you're doing all this exercise. And I probably think one of the best things is that we start early and we look at our watch once we've finished most of our routine, and it's like 10:30 or 11:30, and you think, wow, I've got the whole day ahead of me. And you know, that's what I want to take home and just do my habit stacking and getting everything done in the morning so that I've got a full day, and I can live guilt-free going forward. Well, the win I'm enjoying the most is exceeding my goal. I think that has just really boosted my confidence. Milestones, actually sticking to the program. I know that might sound funny to a lot of people, but the program, like, it was easy if you did what Rob said. And not only if you did what he said, but if you actually took another step further, which are really only suggestions, you got so much more. So whatever you put into the program, you'll get out. So if you really want to ramp it up, the sky's the limit. And I'm evidence that is possible. And I was not necessarily a believer in myself, but am definitely a believer in the program. Level Up is different to any other program or idea or technique that I've tried before. I love the systems, I love the processes. It's really hard to articulate, but my best version of saying why it works as opposed to other programs is that I just don't know how Rob puts everything together and it just works. And the hours and the experience and the research that's gone into it, there's not one stone that hasn't been unturned. And also, Rob is committed not only to the program, but he lives and breathes his own program. And if that's not a true testimonial, I don't know what is. So he's a bright shining star that reflects the quality of the program. I lost in excess of 10, probably closer to 11% body fat. I'm ecstatic. I still can't believe that I achieved it. The weight loss, just the fact that I can fit into my clothes. I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful for the program, grateful for the people in the community, grateful for all the exercise and opening my eyes up to what I was really blinded by before. Life is exciting again. The one thing that I would say is just do it. Just book it, commit, and go for it. You will not be disappointed. You'll find a new you.